Yeah.
It's
YouTube through Zoom is like a 3-stage process. So it's,
okay.
it's interesting. I like the forum. It's always a screw up.
Oh, I can hear you really nice. I hear you clear.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get the other turned
YouTube
off.
through Zoom is like a 3-stage process, so it's,
Okay.
it's interesting. I like the forum. It's always a screw up.
Yes, hold on there. Hold on there, dear.
Really nice.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so let me get the other turned off.
So where are you? I don't
I
see your face.
Hold on.
Hi, Hilda. This is Hilda Stark. There she is.
Oh, okay.
Hi, my
You see me
dear.
now?
Yes,
don't
can you see me
know.
now?
I have no idea about the lighting on this sort of thing.
Oh, me either. You look fabulous. Look how gorgeous you look.
Yeah, right. But I mean,
Stop
can you see me? I
Yes,
can't
you look
tell.
great.
Okay. Because you look great too. Nice to see
Oh,
you. It's been a
you-
while.
We tried. You're in New York City. First of all, let me introduce you formally. This is Hilda Stark. She's a production designer and artist, Emmy Award winning production designer. And you were also my professor in my very first semester of film school. So like 7 years ago. And I
remember you well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's nice. It's nice to reconnect.
Yeah, we're friends on Facebook, but I've been doing this show and I've thought about you a while back and I said, now that I have her like sitting still, let me ask her to come on. So.
My pleasure. Yeah. So yeah, I moved to New York in October. Yeah.
You working for CBS?
I'm working. I was. Yeah, I was designing the Good Fight show for CBS for All Access. I had gone to Italy with my daughter in May, June last year, and I came back. I was just like, and she was in Chicago then. I was just like, I need a change. I came back and I was just like, I need a change, and I put out some inquiries and I got a job and I left, and she actually moved here in December, so it's great. So so now we're in the same city, even though not in the same apartment. I'm on the Upper West Side. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I love your apartment. It's lovely on the Upper West Side. Yes.
Yeah, it's very convenient. Nice to be near the park and near Zay bars.
No, it's beautiful. I'm from Bayonne, New Jersey, and
I know, I remember.
Central
You're an
Park
East
is my
Coaster.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you moved to New York in October.
Pardon?
You moved to New York in October.
I moved October 14th. I started working October 15th. I just got my apartment like through a broker.
Wow. Yeah.
Just kind of like, okay, I'm doing it. Change is
Right
good.
on.
Change is good. Everybody should.
I love it.
feel-
So you went to NYU and USC for production design.
I went to NYU for I went to NYU Tisch for graduate school. I taught at USC for a little bit, but no, undergraduate I was at Skidmore. I was working and then I went to Tisch for graduate school. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
I saw
and
your
it's-
IMDb. My God.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, I just said I remember you were in the theater also for a while, right? So
Yeah, I've been messing around in the yard since I'm a young girl too.
yeah, you're a Renaissance kind of gal. I remember. You had like a great imagination, and you always were just so full of passion for what you did, and it was fun to teach you. You were a
Yeah, you were a great
standout in
professor.
class, Dina.
Yeah.
You were a standout.
I did Unsinkable Molly Brown for the production design class.
Remember.
We had to do it modern.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about you and your fabulous career.
Well, what do you want to
Please.
know?
Well, so you started as a production designer when, like in the 70s?
No, I graduated. hold on.
You all right?
Wait a minute.
I think it's your eye thingies, your ear pods.
No, I just switched to a full, I just switched to a big screen.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
that, but now it seems okay.
Yeah. What year?
Worked for 3 years before I went back to graduate school. Yeah, and then so I was in theater, working the theater here, and then I started storyboarding. Kind of led me into film. So because in New York, and it's still true, a lot of the designers that do theater also do film and television. Not so true in LA, but true in New York. So my my work, for a design, I would work on a Broadway show with Tony Walton, and then I work on a movie with Tony Walton. I mean, that kind of thing. So
That.
you and then somebody, Muppets Take Manhattan was my first film, and the designer Steve Hendrickson, I was building models and drafting, and he said the storyboard artist had to leave for some reason. He said, "You could do that, Hilda." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay." So then that was a great entree
Wow, that
into
is a
film
great
and
entree. You
working
kidding me?
and working with directors. I worked with some great directors as a storyboard artist, and that really taught me a lot about filmmaking as well. And
Wow.
no, wasn't a production designer until I did the Michael Mann show, Crime Story, which was I don't know, like a few years after I graduated from Tisch. And then I started working in LA a lot, and I was back and forth, and then I just ended up moving to LA. But I'm happy to be back. I miss New York.
Yeah.
I love New York.
Yeah, we love New York.
I always love New York. So I mean, I love LA too. I raised a daughter there. I had a whole life there. So I just but sometimes it's good to shake things up.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I hope I'll be back. I mean, I still have the same agent. I'm still in both unions in New York and
What
Los
unions are
Angeles.
those? Tell people that don't know.
They're in LA. It's the Art Directors Guild, 800. And in New York, it's 829 is the United Scenic Artists, 829. So, different jurisdictions for different shows, and so I feel like now I could go back and forth, which would be great, because I'd still like to go back to LA. It's not like I don't want to go back.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. When do you think New York will open back up, Hilda? When do you think, the show will be, have any idea when the show will be back up again?
They've started, I mean, they're streaming now, but we went down in the middle of the episode 8. There were 10 episodes. And so we were filming at 8 and we were prepping 9. And it was just so sudden. It was like in the middle of the day, literally, CBS cut it off and everybody went home. And they thought we'd be back in a couple of weeks. And then it became clear that wasn't going to happen. So at this point, I'm not really sure. I have my doubts whether they would come back to just finish up a couple of shows. I think they're gonna stream 7, and then I don't know if they're gonna do some clever editing or if they're just going to then segue into it when they come back for the next season. My suspicion would be that they would just come back for the next season and figure it out. But that's got to be some clever writing, I guess.
Yeah, so they'll have they'll take a totally different section cut it off and just make that the hanger, the cliffhanger for next
That's
season.
right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Robert King and Robert Michelle King are the showrunners on that. They're right. He's brilliant, and Brooke Kennedy is exec producer, who I've known since Michael Mann days, and she's an excellent director and producer and director, and so I'm sure they'll figure out something clever. It's
Yeah.
worth streaming. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the show, but Christine Baranski is just like amazing.
I'll check it out
And
now. Yeah, I would definitely
she's
look at it.
fantastic, and she really is the anchor of the show. And Audra McDonald is also. I don't know if you saw that tribute to Sondheim, but that aired. It's fantastic. You should see it. It's on YouTube. It was a wonderful tribute to Sondheim last week, and Christine and Meryl Streep and
Wow.
Audra did one of his songs, "Ladies Who Lunch," and it was hilarious. So there are all these actors and actresses giving tribute to him singing their
Yeah.
songs. It's good. It's definitely worth watching. So she is fantastic, and
Wow.
it's great to have a well-written script and great actors. So I feel very lucky to be able to come to New York and have that happen.
Of course. Yeah.
So
but
I
you're
must warn
creating-
you, Dina,
Yeah.
in like 1 minute,
Yeah.
we have our New York tribute, and I will carry my computer out to my balcony so you guys can see.
Okay. We'd love to join in. Thank you so much.
And you can join in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been something really consistent in my neighborhood, and dealing with a pandemic and the isolation has been a challenge. But I don't know. It's New Yorkers are we're the
Oh, yeah.
epicenter, but we're tough. You know
yeah.
that, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
All right, Darrell.
So
Fantastic.
I won't clap because it'll. Here you go. You can. So I hope you can. Can you
Oh,
see
we
my
can definitely
neighborhood?
hear. Yes.
So this is. Woohoo! Okay, so everybody got a taste of our New York.
Yeah. New York proud. New York pride. New York
New York
proud. It's
pride,
amazing.
yeah, and it's funny. I was thinking like, all
Wait, sit down. Get organized.
my window in the back is like that deep rear window,
Oh, I loved it.
That's
I
the
loved it. I
neighborhood.
loved it.
And I just think like, I wonder like if there's a way to figure out how we can all kind of meet up at the park when this is over or something, because it's we've gotten to the point now where like I wave to people and we wave back and we don't know each other because we're not really neighbors. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's
I'm
an
sure a lot of good will
interesting
come out of
thing,
this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So ask away. What else do you want to
Yeah.
know?
So, I mean, I saw your IMDb. I mean, it was just like blown away over all the films and all the people that you must have met over the years. And then, right in between it, you were like nominated twice for Emmy. You won for outstanding set for production design. I
Yeah.
mean, what a thrilling period that must have been for you.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, there was definitely a flurry of work, and look, I stepped back and took a pause when I had a child. That choice. Certainly, I mean, I was married to Jim Manos, who was a writer, producer, very competitive kind of guy, and he, the kid would have been an orphan one of us. So, and I had waited a long time to so but I would say to any woman out there, young woman, aspiring designer or whatever, that you don't have to do that. I mean, you have the right to expect support and deserve support from your spouse or your partner, and B, you should be able to do your job and be able to uh, uh, expect some support within your work community. And I made some near, and this was not a time when anybody was particularly working, very long hours and stuff. So I think I've taught so many amazing women like yourself, but also when I was at USC and stuff. And there's just like, and my daughter having me for, I don't think they have back from what they want, and I don't think they have to. I don't think you have to. You can have a family, and I think you can have it all. I think and that's different from when I was coming along. So
yeah, in the 90s.
I'm happy to see in the 80s and the 70s where I didn't have any expectations.
Yeah.
But it's a tough business for anybody, and for a woman back then it was really hard. Hopefully that has equalized a little bit. I think to a certain degree it has.
Isn't that funny how you say to a certain degree?
I did. Yeah. Well, there's still a ways to go.
35 years later, to a certain degree. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's still no parity in payment and pay and work pay, and there's no parity in terms of like where are the women directors. I mean,
There isn't
that until you really have some parity with like in the positions of people who hire other positions. It's going to to say, yeah, it's fine. I mean, that would be, if I think I had to choose one thing to push for in my retired life for filmmakers, it would be care on set for support and childcare on set, so that women didn't have to make that choice of not seeing their baby for 12 hours, 14. I mean, I think it's something that's still needed. I mean, stars don't have to deal with it, but what about the assistant prop person, or the makeup person, or there are a lot of women who make up a set. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens after this pandemic. And I was speaking with an art director friend of mine in LA last night, who was doing a show in Philadelphia, and they got shut down, but they may go back and just do the sets. They were in the middle of building sets. So designing and building sets in a way, I could see something like that happening, so that you isolated the construction, the scenic, the decorating, as long as you were doing contained sets. I don't see how you ever talk, the on-screen talent and everybody into sequestering like about and stuff. Just I can't imagine happening. But I don't know, who knows? But yeah, my career has been it was a really trajectory, and then it paused. It's like the pandemic for me. The pause was Mother Goosem, and
Right.
I was Mother Goose.
Mm,
And then, you come back.
yeah.
I'm very, I'm very happy. Uh, to still be working. It's great. I continues. Really, sick. Hope the
Fantastic.
show comes back.
Oh, it will. It will. And if not that, I'm sure that, you know, there's lots ahead, Hilda. I mean, this is, it's a little weird right now. It's hard for us to imagine things going back to, any kind of normal, but it will. It will. I'm sure of it.
Well, so I think it may be a little different, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean,
sure.
it's, and it's not going to
But
be,
at least a while. People have short memory. I mean, it's like 11 thought it was going to be the same again ever either, and in some ways it wasn't, and in some ways it's you know. I mean, I think there's some things that will change, but in our industry, it's very difficult to imagine not do your job at a distance. I mean, we feel you know um, one-on-one things, not just actors, but everybody else in this business too. It's a challenge.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
For now, for
but
sure.
I'm hoping to paint, get some painting in, do my own painting.
Fabulous artist. Oh my God.
um,
I love your work.
I don't know. Thank you. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll teach again. I don't know. Who knows? But for now, I'm happy working. I kind of get juiced up working. I like working.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure what I would do if I didn't work. I think I don't
Yeah, but
really
why
know a
wouldn't you
lot of
work?
dilettantes in the film business. Hmm?
Why
Are
wouldn't
you
you?
still making?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
Hmm?
working as a production manager on a film that we were doing casting for, and school got shut down. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try to shoot at the last week of May.
Well, I'd love to think that we'd be back in May too. I mean, you just don't know. I don't
Oh well,
know
you have like
because
hundreds of people
they
on
also
your
have to
set.
have reps. Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect time for a bottle show. For your
What's a
people
bottle
who don't know
show?
what a bottle show is. Uh,
No, I don't.
you don't know what a bottle show is?
No.
Oh, it's the kind of show they would do when they ran out of money. But a
Yeah.
bottle show is kind of, oh my God, there's a hurricane and everybody's stuck inside and nobody can go like anywhere on the set. So you save all that money. You're not paying locations, you're not paying trucks, you're not paying, all the, you're all on your standing sets. That's a bottle show. So,
Oh, well,
and
that's what
sometimes
we're doing as a bottle show. Our show is a bottle show. That's what I'm saying. We don't have 500 people on set like you do in New York. There's 5 of us making this film.
but if you can contain your show, it's conceivable that people could get back to work. That's what I think. So I think the shows that actually operate on set can conceivably get back to work. But I don't know about getting stars to come. They're not going to get.
Yeah.
You're not going to get people flying in and out of their homes and risk getting stuck or getting not near their
Yeah.
doctors, or there has to be an okay, the all clear kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh,
But
the governor of California's got this place on lockdown, man.
well, I got to tell you, I think Gavin and Cuomo have been the best leaders in this country
Thank
during
God.
this pandemic, and thank God. I mean,
Yeah.
they have proven themselves to be men who lead, and men who lead like other governors that also want that leadership, and they need to have somebody to take the helm, and it's really good to see that our governors are willing to do that, because it's very tempting. It's a difficult time, and it's tempting for everybody to want to just not do this anymore, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a challenge to do something different, and hopefully, I don't know. I mean, for me, for me, it's more like what I didn't do over this. I quit smoking again, but so 47 days quit smoking, and
Wow, congratulations.
yay. So I'm like, that's been my focus,
That's awesome.
you know. So if I do this, it'll be, at least I'll come out with that.
I'm so happy you quit smoking. 47 days? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I've done it before, but so I think this is it.
Yeah. Hey, day at a time, Hilda.
I mean, thing to discuss about movies, but anyway, it
No, I love the way, the
you
organic
have-
way this my show just takes its own form.
Well, I applaud you for doing this. It's so cool. It's like you seem to have a real variety of people that come in and speak with you, and
Yeah.
you know, maybe we can do it again
Would
when
love it.
we're not doing this stuff, and I can grab some other people to share this experience, you know. I mean, I think,
Love it.
like, I mean, do you remember, like, my agent, she came and spoke to our class. Were you in the
Yeah.
class when she,
Yeah,
Barbara
it was a great,
Alberta
it was a
Gersh?
great class. I'm telling you.
I mean, she's a very interesting person to talk to,
Mhm.
and you know, so, you know, I'm sure
I
you
would
know,
love
we
it.
can come up with some good guests for you to have.
Oh, that's so
But
wonderful.
it
That's so
seems like,
sweet of you.
doesn't seem like you have any trouble finding interesting guests, but I'm proud of you. This is such a
Thank
cool
you.
thing that you've
Thank you
done.
for
You're
your
such a
support.
go-getter.
I would
love it.
love anybody, Hilda. I would love it. I would love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, I know I've kind of rambled around, but since you've had me in class, you know, I tend to, it's a circuitous route to get from A to B with me.
It's a circuitous route.
Um,
It's been
but I've
fantastic.
enjoyed this very much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Hilda. Thank you so much. Stay well, and hey,
Stay well.
keep me informed on, I'll check in and see what's going on with CBS, and please come back soon, and
I will, and we can have a Zoom cocktail too. Maybe we should do a
yeah,
you know, a cocktail hour. So it's
yeah, it sounds
you know,
great.
so you can do like a disclaimer at the beginning of it. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, this is going to be a drunken, you know, podcast. You know, or
yeah,
something.
yeah. I would love it. Anything, I'm down.
All right.
All right, take care,
Take care.
Hilda. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.